Ready, Freddy. Shark Attack by Abby Klein. Chapter 1. My Lucky Shark's Tooth. Usually my mom has to drag me out of bed. But not today. This morning I woke up even before my alarm clock went off, because I was so excited. My class was going on a field trip to the aquarium. I love the aquarium because it has sharks, and sharks are my favorite things in the whole wide world. I jumped out of bed and started to get dressed. I put on my hammerhead shark shirt, my shorts that have sharks swimming all over them, my baseball hat that looks like a shark's head, and my shark socks. I think I'm all set, I said to myself. Oh no, I almost forgot my lucky shark's tooth. I can't go to the aquarium without my lucky shark's tooth. I looked on my nightstand right next to my clock. That's where I always put the tooth right before I go to sleep, but it wasn't there. I looked on my dresser. It wasn't there either. Where could it be? I ran into the bathroom. Since it was so early, my sister, Susie, wasn't in there hogging it yet. I threw all the dirty clothes out of the hamper one by one, but I still didn't find it. Susie walked into the bathroom. She took one look at me and started to laugh. Ha, 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 ha. What's so funny? I asked. Your outfit, she said, pointing and laughing. What's wrong with my outfit? You look like a dork, said Susie. Are you really going to wear all of that shark stuff at one time? Yes, I am, and I'm even missing something. What? Asked Susie. Shark underwear? Ha ha, very funny, I said. No, not shark underwear. I'm missing my lucky shark's tooth. Have you seen it? I'm not sure. Let me think, said Susie. Well, could you think fast? I asked. What's it worth to you? Susie said, holding her pinky for a pinky swear. Anything, I said. My class is going to the aquarium today, and I can't go without my lucky shark's tooth. Okay, then how about you do my chores for a week? A week? Are you crazy? You said anything, said Susie, shoving her pinky in my face. Do we have a deal or not? I didn't really have a choice. I couldn't go without my lucky shark's tooth, and time was running out. Fine. Deal, I said as we locked pinkies. Now, where is it? I think I saw it on the desk in the kitchen, said Susie. You think? I thought you knew for sure. I raced downstairs to the kitchen. What's the rush? Asked my mom. You're usually not even out of bed by now. I'm trying to find my lucky shark's tooth. Susie said she thinks it's on your desk. My mom walked over to her desk. Yes, honey, it's right here. I almost vacuumed it up yesterday by accident because it was lying on the floor. That would have been a disaster. Good thing you saw it, Mom. It must have fallen off your pants. Make sure you put it on tightly today. You wouldn't want to lose it at the aquarium. That's for sure. It's my good luck charm, I said, hooking it on the belt loop of my shorts. Now come sit down and have some breakfast. You need energy for your big day. I made your favorite pancakes. Yum, I said, patting my stomach. My mom put a pancake down in front of me and went back to the stove to make more for Susie. I cut the pancake in half. I left one half alone, and I cut the other half into strips. I was moving all the pieces around on my plate when Susie came into the kitchen. Mom. Freddy is playing with his food, she said. I glared at her. My mom came running over. Freddy, what are you doing? How many times have I told you not to play with your food? But I'm trying to make something, Mom, I said. Your food is not an art project. But this is going to be really cool, Mom. Watch. I finished putting the pieces into place. Ta-da! I said. Of Tusum Knob know what is it? Asked Susie. A jellyfish. A what? A jellyfish, I said. This half is the body, and these strips are the tentacles. Very clever, said my mom. I smiled at Susie. Now eat up. You don't want to miss your bus. It's your big day. Oh, that's right. It's almost time for the aquarium adventure, my dad said as he walked into the kitchen. I know, I said, shoving pancake into my mouth. I can't wait. Hey, shark boy, no seafood, said Susie. I don't want to see the food in your mouth. Freddy, little bites, please, said my mom. Not shark bites. I hear they have a new shark exhibit, my dad said. Yeah. Robbie and I looked it up on the computer. It's so cool. I can't wait to hear all about it, said my mom. Maybe we'll even see some pups, I said. Puppies? Susie said, laughing. For your information, ding dong, dogs are not sea creatures. I don't think you'll see any puppies today. For your information, baby sharks are called pups. Oh, Susie mumbled. I didn't know that, said my mom. Finish. Up, my little pup. The bus will be here any minute. I gulped down my orange juice, grabbed my shark backpack, and kissed my parents goodbye. Have an awesome time, said my dad. Oh, I will, I said as I pretended to swim toward the front door. This is going to be the best day ever. Chapter 2. The Little Mermaid. As soon as we all got to school, our teacher, Mrs. Wushy, said, we have to get on the bus for our field trip to the aquarium right now. The aquarium is about an hour away, and we want to spend the whole day there since there is so much to see. Cool, said Max, we don't have to learn anything today. Oh, you will be learning a lot, Mrs. Wushy said, smiling. Just not in the classroom. We all piled onto the bus. My best friend, Robbie, sat down next to me. Of course, Max, the biggest bully in the whole first grade, sat down right in front of us. Why does he always have to sit near us? I whispered to Robbie. I don't know, said Robbie. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about the trip. What are you excited to see? I can't wait to see a mermaid, said Chloe. Max turned around in his seat. What did JOG is 9W280022AU say? I said I can't wait to see a mermaid. Max burst out laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Stop laughing at me, said Chloe. What's so funny? Mermaids are not real, said Max. Yes, they are, said Chloe with her hands on her hips. No, they're not, said Max, still snickering. The little mermaid is real, and she has beautiful red hair just like mine, said Chloe, tossing her fiery red curls in Max's direction. My friend Jessie was sitting in the seat across from me. She leaned over and whispered, "Does she really think she's a princess?" We both started giggling. "Well, prissy princess, you're wrong," shouted Max. Just then Mrs. Whooshy came over to us. "What is going on back here?" "Max, you may not shout on the bus." "If you don't believe me, then ask Mrs. Whooshy," Chloe said. "Ask me what?" said Mrs. Whooshy. "About mermaids," said Chloe. "Mermaids are real, right?" "There are many stories about mermaids," Chloe, said Mrs. Whooshy. "But there are no pictures of real mermaids swimming around in the ocean." "You mean we're not going to see any mermaids at the aquarium today?" "No," said Mrs. Whooshy. "I'm sorry." Chloe crossed her arms, stuck out her lower lip, and started to pout. "I have to go back to my seat now, but you all need to keep it down back here," said Mrs. Whooshy. "I don't want to hear any more shouting." She looked at Max. "Do you understand?" Max nodded. She turned to Chloe. "Understand?" Chloe nodded and stuck her lower lip out even farther. "Good," said Mrs. Whooshy, and she went back to the front of the bus. "I really wanted to see a mermaid," Chloe whined. "My Nana even bought me this new camera to take pictures today, and now I won't have anything to take pictures of." "Why don't you take pictures of the sharks?" said Max, opening and closing his arms like a big shark's mouth. "Oh no," said Chloe. "Sharks aren't pretty. Sharks are mean and scary. I don't even want to see them," she said, pretending to shiver. "Freddy, I bet you can't wait to see the sharks," said Jessie. I smiled a big smile. Sharks are my favorite things in the whole wide world. Duh. "I think everybody knows that, shark breath," said Max, laughing. "All they have to do is look at what you're wearing." "I like what you're wearing," said Jessie. "I think it looks lame," said Max. "I think it looks cool," said Jessie. "Where did you get all that shark stuff?" "All different places," I said. "You know I love to collect anything that has to do with sharks. My favorite thing is this shark's tooth." I unhooked the tooth from my belt loop and held it up for everyone to see. "That's cool," said Max. "I thought you said his shark stuff was lame," said Jessie. "Well, that's cool," said Max. "I take it with me wherever I go," I said. "It brings me good luck." "Let me see it," said Max, grabbing at it. I pulled my hand back. "No. I promised my mom I would take really good care of it today," I said, hooking it back on my pants. "Where did you get it?" asked Jessie. "My papa and Grammy got it for me at this huge aquarium in New York City." "Lucky," said Max. "You know," said Robbie, "there is a new shark exhibit at the aquarium." Freddy and I looked it up on the computer. "Really?" said Jessie. "And guess what?" I said. "They have real shark eggs." "Shark eggs." "Ha, ha, ha." "That's so funny," Max said, butting in. "I thought you were a shark expert. Then you should know that sharks don't lay eggs." "Everybody knows that." Max jumped out of his seat. "Guess what, everybody?" he shouted. "Freddy thinks that sharks lay eggs." The whole bus started laughing. My cheeks got hot. "Max," said Mrs. Whooshy, "what did I say about shouting on the bus?" You need to come sit with me. And Freddy is right. Some sharks do lay eggs. Now Max turned bright red. What do shark eggs look like? Asked Jessie. They aren't oval-shaped, like chicken eggs, I said. They are kind of long and flat. Wow. I can't wait to see one, said Jessie. Me either, I said. I don't think I can wait much longer. I don't think you'll have to, said Robbie. It looks like we're here. Chapter 3. Fish, fish, and more fish. When the bus pulled up in front of the aquarium, we all got off. Come with me, said Mrs. Whooshy, and please stay together. We followed her inside. Good morning, everyone, said our guide. My name is John, and I'll be showing you around today. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. I love to answer questions. Chloe's hand shot up. Great! My first question of the day, said John. Oh no, Robbie whispered to me. Here we go again. Do you have any mermaids here? Chloe asked. Is she for real? Whispered Jessie. No, I'm sorry. We don't have any mermaids, but we do have some really beautiful creatures. If you just come this way, I'll show you some of my favorites. We followed John into the first room. There were a bunch of tanks with all kinds of sea creatures. Istoo-hoo, look, said Chloe. Sea horses. We all ran over to see them. Mermaids ride on sea horses. Mermaids, 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 said Max. Is that all you can talk about, you pink, fluffy poodle? Mrs. Whooshy! Mrs. Whooshy! Chloe yelled. Max called me a dog. I did not, said Max. Yes, you did, said Chloe. You called me a poodle. I giggled. Max, you may not call Chloe names, but she is annoying me. She keeps talking about mermaids. Just because she is annoying you, it doesn't mean that you can call her names. And, Chloe, you need to stop arguing with Max. Do you understand? They both nodded. Good, then let's listen to what John has to say. Seahorses are very interesting, said John. They're so tiny, said Jessie. Some seahorses can be as small as 1 inch. They are not very good swimmers, so it's hard for them to protect themselves in the ocean, said John. What do they do to stay safe? I asked. They like to hide in coral or sea grass, said John. And they can change their color to match what's around them. Does anyone know what that is called? Camouflage, said Robbie. Very good, said John. It is camouflage. They can turn bright colors if they are hiding in coral, or they can turn brown or gray if they are in sea grass. When they change color, it makes it hard for predators to see them. Hey, that one looks like it has its tail wrapped around the coral, I said. It does, said John. Seahorses wrap their tails around a piece of coral or sea grass so they don't float away from their hiding place. Kind of like how a monkey wraps its tail around a tree branch, said Robbie. Exactly, said John. Do you see how he has a snout at the end of his long nose? Yes, we all said. He sucks up food with that snout, John said. So his snout is like a vacuum cleaner, Jessie said, giggling. Yes. The seahorse sucks up tiny shrimp and plankton with its snout. Since they can't really swim, they just wait for their food to float by. It would be fun to be at the beach and have a hamburger or a piece of pizza float by you, I said, laughing. Do you want me to tell you something about seahorses that most people don't know? Said John. Tell us. Tell us, we shouted. The male seahorse has a little pouch, said John. Like a kangaroo, said Chloe. The female seahorse lays her eggs in his pouch. The male seahorse takes care of the eggs for 2 months. You mean the mom doesn't sit on the eggs or take care of them, like a hen does? Asked Jessie. Nope, said John. The dad carries the eggs in his pouch and protects them. When the eggs hatch, the baby seahorses swim out of the pouch. Wow. That is really cool, said Robbie. All of a sudden, Chloe started screaming, a snake. A snake! That is not a snake, said John. That is an eel. They look like snakes, but they are fish. Are they poisonous, like some snakes? Asked Robbie. They can be, said John. They hide in caves or holes in the coral and wait for their prey to swim by. Then they pop out and grab it in their sharp teeth. Chloe covered her eyes. I can't look at it, she said. It's too scary. I am going to have nightmares. What's that long, skinny fish? I asked. That's a pipefish, said John. It's really weird looking. I like that orange and white striped one over there, said Jessie. That's called a clownfish, said John. You probably remember that fish from the movie Finding Nemo. I love that movie, said Jessie. Look at that pretty blue one over there, said Chloe. It matches the blue nail polish I put on today. All right, everybody, said John.